Hi, I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com. Today we're going to look at some of the best-selling spurs that we have available on the TreeStuff store. First, we have the Buckingham Steel Shank. This is your most basic or kind of the original style spur. It's very simple, it's very durable. You buy some of these, they're probably going to last you forever. The shank is going to mate to a variety of pads. Here we have the Big Buck from Buckingham, and you can see that the shank would feed through this leather tunnel here, and then up into this steel bracket. Within the pad, there's a steel frame that prevents the pad from flexing, and this is going to contribute to support and comfort when you're wearing it. There's a reason that people don't wear old T-style or L-style pads anymore, and that's because when the weight is on the spike of the spur and your foot is in the stirrup here, it wants to leverage this way into your leg. Having a firm pad here of any type is going to disperse that weight and make it much more comfortable. Also, having a wide strap like you see here on this Big Buck pad is going to make a big difference. With this basic type of spur, you're also going to get a really simple tongue and groove style strap. This is as simple as it gets. You can take a wrap around the spur or not, up to you. As we move up in the Buckingham line, we're going to come across the Buck Alloy. This is an aluminum spur, and you can see just the difference in the way that it's made, and it is lighter, which is nice as well. The Buck Alloy Black also comes with this green, high-density kind of plastic spur guard, which will help keep your stuff nice and prevent you from tearing your bags. Again, this is going to slip into a height-adjustable spur pad, similar to this one, which is going to allow you to mate it and build it comfortably into the cuff, whether or not you're tall or short. This cuff, again, is going to have a steel insert in it, which is going to help prevent and distribute that force. You'll notice, however, that this pad is just about 4 inches tall, so not as wide as some of the other options on the market. Next, we have the Climright spurs. This is actually the spur that I started climbing in when I was an arborist. It's an all aluminum construction with a steel spur and a nice leather gaff guard here. It's pretty basic, but what makes these really nice is that they mate with, again, a variety of pads. But this is the Climright ultralight pad. This is the one that I used when I was a climber. And what I really like about this is that it firmly mounts the pad to the spur, and it gets you this angle, which helps adjust your gaff angle and makes the spur overall more comfortable. When we think about hard shell pads that mate to any spur, before there was a thing called the Cadillac pad, and they were also called rattle pads because if you shook the spur, they kind of shook around because they weren't affixed with bolts. It was just the strap holding it on. Definitely having that hard fixture makes a big difference, and having thermofoamed pads like this is also really nice. I like that they're removable because you can cheat it up a little higher. This is just an example, but I know that when I was using these, I kept them up pretty high so that as the spur pad kind of rolled into my leg, that I was able to use that padding to protect myself. Next, another aluminum spur that we have, this is the Stein Elevate. And I gotta say, I think Stein has done a really, really nice job on this spur. First off, it's very cool looking. And I think that's important, right? You gotta look cool. It does not come with a gaff guard. This is like a throwaway thing, I would consider this. It has a standard style tongue and groove strap. This is like a leather or leather-like material. It's got this nice carbon weave, nice firm pad with a big thermoformed pad on the inside. Once you step up to this kind of full hard shell cuff, you really start to get into the more comfortable spurs like what you would see on the Gecko models and things like that. A couple neat features that are really unique to this model. These aren't tapped and threaded. This is actually a boss that goes in. So if for some reason you were to strip it or cross thread it, you can simply replace this boss without having to re-tap or losing access to one of these holes. Another really neat feature that I think Stein has done a great job with here is that underneath the removable pad, you see that there's 2 sets of mounting holes, and this allows you to actually adjust the angle that the spur is mounted to the hard shell pad or cuff. Pretty neat. You're not going to see that type of feature anywhere else. You obviously can cheat this up and down based on your own comfort. Next, we're going to look at the Notch Steel Gecko. If you've watched our older spur review video, in that video I made the claim that I think the Notch Steel Gecko is the best pound for pound value on the spur market, and today I think that still holds true. In terms of value to comfort, this is going to be your best bet. Is it the most comfortable spur or the lightest spur available? Definitely not. But again, in terms of value, you really do get a great deal here. So, pretty simple, basic strap here, 4-inch cuff, really tall, hard, 4-inch strap, and a really tall hard shell cuff with a removable thermoformed pad. This is just a really nice spur. It's extremely comfortable, and even though it's steel, it's pretty lightweight. You'll notice how much less material is used here versus the aluminum. And while aluminum is lighter than steel, it does require more material. So the weight savings isn't as dramatic as you might think it is. Definitely check out the notch steel geckos if you're looking for a really good value.
Hey, it's Kale. I'm editing this, and it turns out that we filmed this before the notch ergos came out, which are now Nick's favorites. So we're gonna watch a different video on the notch ergos now.
Hi, I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com, and these are the new Notch Ergo Spurs. They come with a pair of leather spur guards here. These are nothing special. We'll just toss those aside. What I want to talk about are the new features here. So, big, wide Velcro, that's pretty standard. We've got really nice, dense, thermoformed padding here. And what's really cool, if you've ever owned a pair of Spurs, you could like this from any brand, you probably know that there are some issues with making glue attach to this type of foam and this type of plastic. It's a mystery of science, guys. They can't figure it out. But luckily, we don't need to figure it out anymore, because what the team at Notch has done is put these little tabs in here. This isn't the easiest thing in the world to do, okay? But you remove this Velcro, like this. And then here, you're going to be able to pull this tab and slide it through here like a toggle on both sides. And that is what is affixing the pad to the back of the shell. The next thing we're going to look at is the anchoring solution. And there are two things that jump out at me immediately when I see this. And that's the 2-part adjustment. We've seen that on some other Spurs. It's a major advancement. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But we also see that the strap is anchored underneath the spur shank, which is completely different, a reimagining of the anchoring system. And what I'm going to do here, this is the left spur, so I'll loosen this one all the way. You see there's a nice little keeper tab here that prevents that from coming out. You don't need to re-thread that all the time. And then I'm going to go ahead and loosen this back one up as well all the way. Now, this is a first-time adjustment. The beauty of this 2-part strap system is that you don't need to do this every time. So I'll go ahead, put my boot in here, get the heel strap around my heel, and make sure that I've got this centered right underneath the heel of my boot, nice and locked in. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this heel strap and get it set exactly how I want it, and pull it nice and tight and Velcro it down. I'm also going to go ahead and get this adjusted just to keep it in place for the rest of the adjustment process. Now that I've got the back heel in place, I'll go ahead and tighten the front toe strap. But what's special here is that when I take this spur off, I'm going to undo the top strap here, undo the front strap, and leave this back heel strap in place. Next time I go to put the spur on, I stick my foot through, kick my heel in, and then tighten that front strap up. And it's going to have located everything exactly where I want it. The other big benefit of having this 2-part strap, because these are independent, the space that they occupy is fixed, so your boot can't move forwards and backwards. One of the things I noticed right away is how comfortable they are. You can see, if you look at my right foot here, how the shank is bent. And what that does is it translates your leg pressure, which is going straight down, into the spur at an angle that allows you to sit on the tree at this kind of normal angle that you would want to be at, but still keeps the spur facing the right direction. Overall, I think these are really comfortable. They're a nice weight and they're a great price. They look cool and they've got all of the newest features
that you would expect from a high quality spur. If you like the look and feel of this spur, but you want something a little lighter, the Notch Gecko Aluminum 2.0 is a very slick option. You've got this kind of raw finished aluminum with a shiny carbon-esque weave here. And again, you're gonna get that 4-inch Velcro strap with the tensioning buckle. You're gonna get the removable thermoformed pad. And with these, you're gonna get an upgrade in the strap department. Here we have the quick cinch straps with the green indicator. So you can see that when this goes in, you're able to see that it's green for go. And you're able to set this and forget it in terms of tightness. Or if you really want to leverage down on it, you can use the Velcro to over tension it. This is a really nice option from Notch if you're looking for something that's a little lighter, as these aluminums are lighter than the steels per pair. Next, I want to talk about what I think is probably the nicest spur available, or in terms of just kind of the most technology. This is the Edelrid Talon. This is a project that I was actually helped develop this with the Edelrid team, so I'm partial to it for that reason. But check out this sweet gaff guard that they came up with. I mean, this thing is awesome. We're going to talk about the Gaff Guardian, which is a great gaff guard, but if you're looking for something that's just specific to the Edelrid product, this gaff guard from Edelrid is pretty nice. Looking at the rest of the spur, one of the things that Edelrid did really well here is they separated the foot strap into a two-part design. And what this means is that when you go to put this spur on, you leave the heel setting set. So you fit this to the way you want it and you leave it that way. Then when you go to put your foot in, you kick your heel back all the way and then just tension the front. This makes the spur much more tight fitting. And part of that is because the space is not shared around the spur. So if you think about a standard strap design, when your boot is on this, as your boot moves forward and back, this strap can also move forward and back. So the spur can be a little wonky on your foot. By separating those two components, that doesn't happen. The spur stays right where you want it. You also see, similar to the Notch, this 3D, very slender steel shank. That's going to keep the weight low, even though it's steel, but you're going to get that durability of the steel spur as well. Thinner straps up here, but there's two of them, so it's spread out. And definitely this is the most extensive and thickest padding that you're going to find on any of these kind of more modern spurs. Just a really nice offering from Edelrid. You got your vent holes here to keep it lighter, and it's just a really cool product. Last but not least, we're going to talk about what you might consider the Cadillac of spurs. This is the Notch Carbon Fiber Gecko, and this thing is very light. These come in at about 4.2 or 4.5 pounds per complete pair. It's a single carbon fiber weave all the way through, so this is real carbon fiber. It's incredibly light and incredibly rigid, as well as being super durable. The Notch team also added a rubber traction pad here so that you're not scratching up and marring the carbon fiber if it's contacting underneath your boot, and it also gives you a little more traction on like a wet branch or even on wet pavement. This set of spurs also has another unique feature in that it comes with both long and short gaffs. All of the spurs that we reviewed here today are available with long or short, but you buy them complete as a kit that way. When you buy the Notch Carbon Fiber Gecko, you get the long and the short spur both included in the package, so you can try either and switch back and forth. Again, you've got a nice hard shell that's going to wrap around the whole contact point of your leg, and a really big and comfortable 4-inch strap. So again, whichever of these spurs you end up with, I think you're going to be pretty happy. You know, we talked about the longest lasting, most durable versions, all the way up to the most technologically advanced. But I do want to tell you, whatever spur you're going to use, if it doesn't come with a nice gaff guard, get a Gaff Guardian. This thing is really cool. It simply fits on over the spur and then clips on to the shank. It fits all of the spurs that we sell, and you might see a variety of like tightness here, but this isn't going to fall off in your bag. It's not going to puncture anything if you push on it like this, but no, it won't. This is a really nice item. It'll last forever, and it comes with Notch's lifetime guarantee. So pick up a set of Gaff Guardians, keep your bags hole free, and you know, don't accidentally cut your hand when you stick your hand in there. Thanks for watching. You can buy all of these spurs and almost everything that we sell at TreeStuff for 7% off every day with the coupon code online. Stay safe out there.